Feel good. Feel really good. We're actually, I think, at one of our strongest times in our history. When we started out 9 years ago, it was just Carrie and I, and the first few years weren't very solidified in terms of lineup or just us being a normal band. And since 2013, through New Bermuda, through Ordinary, we've had the same personnel, and we've just gotten better at writing music, I think, with each other, and our relationships are strong, and it's a good time.
I love that the album ages with me on my birthday every year, and we're changing as people as we go along. Like, each year is going to be different, and the way we write music, I feel like, is always going to be different, right?
Yeah, Shiv's birthday is October 2nd as well, so as we go further from New Bermuda, Shiv also goes further from...
We age together.
Yeah. I think partially, yeah. We try not to have our records be complete reactions to our previous ones, but I think a very conscious part of our mindset was to not write a second Sunbather, and I think in having that objective initially allowed us to pursue other sonic influences, and so we let go a lot of the shoegaze aspect on that record, and we upped the metal riffing, and we upped the post-punk influence, and it is a darker record thematically and visually. So yeah, maybe like consciously like 20 to 30%, and then the rest of it is just kind of a natural reaction to what we're listening to or what we're feeling at the time. Or I think everyone was kind of on the same page with wanting to create a muscular, more urgent album than we had done before.
I feel like also Carrie and I, it was our first time writing together.
Yeah.
So like it was a mesh of like what we wanted to do together, which people say it's darker. I also feel like it's lighter at the same time. If you listen to Gifts, it's like a lighter version of ourselves at the same time.
Or the second half of Comeback at the time was like, maybe even still, the softest thing we've ever,
So it's our first exploration together, I feel like, which is good.
The abridged version is I was the new kid in school. I had just turned 14. It was freshman year of high school, and I had a Slayer shirt with fishnet armbands underneath. I always wore my Slayer shirt, and I had a Bittersweets to Succubi Cradle of Filth shirt, and so I essentially just like interchanged those. And Carrie saw me with my Walkman sitting in the rain, and I was like just listening to music by myself, and he was like, "Why are you in the rain?" And there was like 5 people in our school that liked that kind of stuff, so everyone kind of gravitated towards each other. And then, yeah, all the years later, we started the band together. Dan and Shiv have been with us as permanent members since 2013. Dan playing on Sunbather. And there's been little, essentially just a bass switch since then. But otherwise, this is definitely our band. It feels like home. It doesn't, when I think about our history as a band, this is kind of the only history I truly pay attention to, I guess.
It's so strange how you guys met that same way, as like Dan and I were also wearing Cradle of Filth t-shirts and best friends at the same time, and the convergence of friends, like it just happened in a perfect way,
Yeah,
strange.
Really. Not necessarily, no. but it's been really cool. I'll say this, it's great to work with a group of musicians who are excited about new music, who are excited about different kinds of music, who want to write different kinds of music, and who identify with things across the board. And so to have a record like Sunbather, and then a record like New Bermuda, and a record like Ordinary, they have these common threads, but to have them sonically different from one another is important to me, and I think it's a special and kind of telling in what our personalities are and who we are as people, and I think that reflection is positive. Shouts out Portrayal of Guilt, by the way, who have been excellent this whole tour and are currently being excellent right now. It's cool. It's really weird. It's a bit surreal. Seeing it for the first time, because you're not told, you don't know anything about it, you just find out from the internet.
I remember the morning. He texted me at like 4 in the morning and he's like, dude,
like,
we're nominated. I was like,
what?
Yeah. It's completely unbelievable.
Really? And then from then on, it was just like, what suit are we going to wear? You know, I don't really care about the award, but I do care about looking good.
Yeah. It's true. And I think we did.
Yeah. You know, I have mixed feelings on this. I think while I would love for underground musicians to, of course, always get their due, and I think that this is the hardest working world in music, bar none, it's purely passion driven. I am for giving that any amount of extra attention. But I also don't necessarily think the underground needs it. Were we to have won that award, it would be a huge honor just from a historical perspective. But we're not reliant on it. And I think there's something to be said about the strength of the scene that we exist in to be able to do what it does without the need of larger interference for the most part. Then again, if Converse or bands or whoever wants to bankroll a show, absolutely, please go for it. These people deserve it more than anyone. But you know, I think it's a double-sided point for sure.
Yeah, I feel like for how mainstream music is and how much music there is out there, they're doing a decent job finding bands. Like, yeah, there's always more depth to go to, but I feel like they're getting better at it.
And no one is really expecting the Grammy Association to be like really in tune.
Yeah.
The fact that we were like, us and High on Fire were both nominated, I was like, that's incredible.
Yeah, they found some depth.
Yeah, and for them to have won it was an even stronger symbol of like what we're all doing here. You know, because that's an extension of our same team as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Let me also say, it's not a fuck you. I just happen to like the way that I look and am fine with.
It's the fringe of it or something. It's not the fuck you too. It's like staying on the outskirts.
Yeah, we're just doing us.
Yeah.
As far as the underground scene goes, though, I think you'd be hard pressed to find it at a stronger point than it has been in the last 10 years in its entire history. Just there are so many subgenres and people creating new ideas and blending things and making nasty music like the nastiest it can be, and the most dissonant music the most dissonant it can be, and I think everyone is pushing to all these extremes, and it's healthy and it's cool, and there's always someone new to be excited about every year. There's multiple people. So we're in a bit of a long-standing renaissance, I think.
I think like the state of the world as well has brought so much good music to the world at this point. So the underground scene is great. It's really like thriving.
It's not the past at all. So much of our music is still so deeply rooted in black metal. I would not call us a black metal band. I think that's totally fair. I don't know many people that would, maybe. But a lot of respect for that music and its history and its accomplishments, and we utilize that part of our sound in ways that I think are beneficial to the song itself. That's really what it's gotten to at this point. We write songs and include parts that just help the song be better, or reach a certain climax. And there are tools in black metal, as there are in post metal or post rock, that can help us achieve those things. And so we work with it.
Yeah, it's all musical exploration. I mean, you don't have to single-handedly be one thing or another, because there's something to take from everything. You know? It's in our
literally all we have.
Yeah.
We had this conversation. There's no backup plan.
Yeah.
There never was a backup plan. I do feel, I think we all have a bit of an artistic spirit, and I think that we all very much feel a need to express and to have those expressions go as far as possible. So after we're done writing a record and we tour on it, and we work on it, it's to get it out there. It's not. It's to fulfill that need. Yeah. If I didn't have that, I mean, I would have done a million other things. But we're kind of obsessed.
It's an inherent passion. Like, you can't control where your passion takes you, and that's where it takes us.
Yeah. We're just here to live it.
So 2019 or 2030, we're probably still going to be playing music.
Yeah, album 10.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. I've kind of wrestled with. And I thought to myself, if I just put out a couple zine-ish, I just call them small books. If I could just do it and get it out of the way, because the first one's always the hardest, I can feel more confident continue on from there. So I'm looking forward to doing more stuff like that. But a lot of it was just to kind of prove to myself that I could, both in writing and an interest in photography that I've picked up in the last couple of years. And it's something to keep my mind busy while we're not writing music in a full force. And thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think so. It's a different, both in lyrics and in story formatting. It is a way to reveal yourself. It's a way. It's therapeutic in that I'm kind of able to admit things about myself through a creative way that feels safer than if I were just to come out and say it, I guess. That's the biggest gift it is for me, and I can do that using both mediums. It's also pretty nerve-wracking. With the band, I have these 4 guys who are incredible at what they do, and I can crutch on that. I can be like, that album's great because they made it great, and I'm just here. With the book, it's like, oh, shit, it's just me. And that's always going to bring a level of anxiety that isn't normally there. But overall, I love it. I mean, it was fun to do. I'm looking forward to doing more. We are, yeah. We're always in a constant state of writing, either riffs or ideas, or we talk all the time about things we're trying to accomplish or what have you. And there are some demos, and we'll just see how they go. But I will say this, it's cool. It's exciting.
I think we've been working harder lately than we have in the past, so who knows if that's better or worse, but it's happening.
Yeah, we're either working hard and overthinking or working hard and creating something great.
Fingers crossed.
So no spoilers.
No spoilers. I have nothing to spoil. Your guess is as good as mine. I hope that we release new music at some point. In the next 2 years, we probably will.